Hey, what's going on, guys? Time to take a look at another 30 minutes missions kit. This one is the Forestieri 01, a new main body type here for the 30 minutes missions line. Very unique design, quite cool little kit. Let's go ahead and get right into it for today's review. Alright guys, so we'll start off taking a look at the box and its contents. Pretty typical 30 minutes mission style box art here for this one. You have a 3D render of the design right there on the front with some kind of background images. In this case, just showing a few of the Forestieri in kind of a battle scene. Again, pretty typical for the box art, but it does look very nice. I've got to say, the design of the Forestieri really reminds me a lot of the core Gundam, maybe just the colors and the overall proportions, but do you guys get that as well? I don't know. On the side of the box, you can see this is number 46 in the line. You can also get a good look at just how thin this box is, which again is pretty typical for most of the 30 minutes missions kits. They're not like huge boxes for them. But on the bottom of the box here, we got a little bit about the articulation. Again, if you've built any of the 30 minutes missions kits, that does look pretty standard. Very nice articulation here for these. We've got a beam rifle and a beam saber here for the weaponry for this one. A plasma beam sword, I'm sorry, that's what they're calling it. As usual, it's got lots of very nice detail around on the design, it looks like. And we have the return of a Roy here with this one, so that's cool. Some different hand options, that's also very nice to see. We haven't seen that in all the different releases out so far in the line. And of course, you can customize this by mixing and matching different parts, giving it that Roy head. That's going to be a pretty funny one, I think. We'll have to try that out. On the opposite side, there's a look at the front and rear of the kit. That looks to be like a completely unpainted sample there. And then over here, a look at how this is going to compare just like size-wise with the white version of the Alto, for example. So there you go. All right, opening it up, and we'll take a look at all of the runners here in just a moment. I just want to first take a peek at the instruction manual, where on the top we have the full color image of the background image from the box art. That looks pretty cool. Over here, a little bit about the Forestieri 01 Forestieri and the Forestieri 01, so information about those in Japanese and in English if you want to check that out. A little bit of information about the background story of 30 minutes missions in general here. That's also in Japanese and English. There we have our render of the kit, and over here a little bit about the Earth Alliance forces there, featuring the Alto, the Rabiot, the Esposito, and now the Forestieri. So pretty cool lineup of designs there. On the backside, once again, just giving you a look at how you can customize this with different parts from different sets, things that you can do. Obviously, these kits are made to be customized, so very easy to do so just by mixing and matching parts with them. But on the inside here is our parts list. And it looks like we've got a couple of pages in color, just kind of going over some parts of the construction there. Most of the construction on the inside of the manual here just going to be all in black and white. Then getting into the runners, starting off we do have some polycaps here, PC7 for some ball joints in gray. Our A runner is going to be all of our white pieces here, so we've got A1 and A2 connected like that, and then A3 seems to be a copy of A1 with the addition of this one little part over there, basically. Similar for the B runner, except these are going to be in that very nice purplish color here. Runner B1 and B2 are connected. Runner B3 is going to share some of the parts of B1, and then the addition of this part down here at the bottom. Runners C1 and C2 are also connected. This is just going to be all of our parts in gray for the joints and hands. And lastly, runners D1 and D2 are connected here. These are going to be in a clear green for the clear parts for the body, the head, and the torso, and then our clear effect part there for the beam plasma sword. Now, before we get into the review, in this video, I do also want to check out this option parts set 9, the large booster unit here. This is showing it together here with the Alto, but we're going to try it out here on this kit. We'll also try it out on an Esposito and just kind of maybe a couple other options, but we'll take a look here at this in today's video as well. This is 19 in the, I guess, weapons or option set line. As you can see, it's in the normal smaller size box here. On the side is showing you all of the contents there. I'm guessing everything's going to be in white, but we may have some parts in gray as well. We'll see once we get the box open, but there's how it looks with these parts equipped onto the legs and the backpack of an Alto there. So they're made in a way that makes them pretty easy to attach onto kits in multiple different ways. I'm assuming that's not the only way, but you can also attach those pieces there like that to make a cool shield. And then on the other side, there's some more different options, things you can do, making a big massive cannon or having these as like arms on your kit. So of course, lots of customizability options here with this set. Inside, it looks like we are going to have some gray, so it's going to be pretty nicely color separated. I was expecting, honestly, for it to be mostly just white, if not all just white. For our instruction manual, there you have a sample image down there of what it's going to look like equipped onto the Alto. You've got some of the construction here, it looks like in color, and then on the inside it's in black and white for just kind of how to equip this with certain kits. But let's go ahead and check out the runners real quick. So our A runner is all the parts here in white, and as you can see, this is OPS 9-A1, so that's the option set 9, I'm guessing. A1, and then this one is A2, so the middle section is copied, and then we just have a top and bottom section for like the nose cone of the option set on its own, or what would be like the backpack for the Alto. For our grade parts, these are just going to be option set 9-B, so our B runner is all the parts here in gray, and we've just got 2 of those, and that's it. Alright, right here is the kit all built up. It's definitely a very cute, adorable little guy. I do like this little more kind of animalistic look to the head of it. Just makes it a little bit more kind of unique than your standard design that we've seen out of the 30 Minutes Missions line so far. It definitely stands out. And those clear parts on the head and the chest are definitely really nice as well. They catch the light really nicely, especially against the white plastic. Different color versions of this kit, maybe not so much. But that clear blue and then those light lavender accents against the white do make for a really nice color scheme for this little guy. But let's go ahead and take a closer look. So all the articulation on this guy is going to be pretty standard, but you have some nice movement up and down there at the head, some nice movement here at the core as well. You got the middle section able to move forward and back, side to side. You got some rotation there as well. Only a single joint in the elbow, but you are able to get a pretty full bend out of that. The shoulder movement forward and back, not going to be all that much, as it's basically just a simple ball and socket joint there. You are able to move the arms up vertically, pretty high like so. Obviously not going to have any hindrance with the legs moving forward and back because you don't have any skirt armor there, but you do have a hip joint that will drop down lower like that, which will allow you to bring the leg even farther forward up to about there. A double joint here in the knee. It's going to give you a nice full bend there. And then up underneath the feet, some detail there. Hard point here at the back for C-clips. Hard points all over the kit here, just for different customization, of course. And as for the hand options, we do have a set of holding hands and a set of open hands, which is nice. You also have its weapons, the rifle being a little bit plain in all white, but there's a lot of great detail on there. So if you were to paint this up, it's going to look very nice. And then the beam saber, which also is in that nice clear green. And then of course the octopus looking Roy here, which can just be its own little mecha on its own, or you can remove this and you can swap out the head like so. So you can give it a even more unique, interesting looking head there. The rifle can be stored here in the backpack by just slotting the handle right into the center of the backpack like so. The beam saber handle can also be plugged in to this little hard point here on the side of the backpack, right into there like that. Alternatively, here onto the side of the leg into that little hole right there. But that's basically it. You have a couple other little leftover bits in the box which you can use for further customization, but overall a relatively simple kit as it goes with the 30 Minutes Missions main line of kits. You know, they're meant to be very simple as far as what you get in the box and as far as what they can do, because you can always do all sorts of mixing and matching and customization by mixing parts from different kits and different option sets and different option parts and weapons and all that good stuff. So as far as just a base kit for customization, it's awesome. The proportions are definitely a little bit more unique, with it being very similar to like the core Gundam from the Build Diver series. You can imagine all sorts of different customized options being available to you. But without too much else to really say here about the Forestieri 01 on its own, we can now also take a look here at the large booster unit. So here is the large booster unit here assembled as its own separate unit. Obviously, most people are probably going to want to buy this to equip it as separate parts onto a different custom build or something like that, but you can just build it up like this. The only thing other than the main unit that you have in here is these extra little booster pods here. Could go in and attach these onto the main unit, I suppose, in like any number of different ways and get like something like that, which is pretty cool. But overall, a lot of really great pieces here to work with for kit bashing with your 30 Minutes Missions kits. So you have kind of 5 main sections, 7 main sections. This main center section here, the small little booster units as I mentioned, the large booster units, and then these kind of shield parts, which on its own just makes for a pretty awesome shield, just the single one of them. But if you remove this centerpiece from one, you can connect them together like that for making an even larger shield, which honestly is like kind of a little bit too much then at that point. I mean, depending on what you were going for, I guess, but they do make for a pretty cool just a set of shields like that just on their own. And obviously you have your set of hard points here on the back for being able to utilize that on the front there as well. The main booster units have these stabilizers that can be articulated at the top and bottom. And then obviously the handles here on the main section are movable forward and back. Here is a backpack adapter piece as well. So that part can just be attached right into the back for an example anyway. And then you can go in and swap out the boosters for the legs or have the boosters attached onto the backpack or any number of different customization options. And I'm sure you guys can come up with all sorts of different cool options for this set as well, as far as how you want to utilize these parts with your 30 minutes missions kits or Gunpla kits or whatever else, really, to be honest. That's just about going to do it here for this video. So the Forestieri on its own, great kit. The booster unit, the large booster unit, a really great accessory kit as well. I don't know if it's necessarily like a really awesome accessory for this, like for the Forestieri specifically. I mean, it can be, certainly, but I just wanted to include it together in this review so you guys could see how the option set looks, as it's definitely a really cool set, and I have some ideas as far how I might want to use it myself, but we'll get into that a little bit later. For now, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you want to check out any of the different 30 minutes mission stuff here from Bandai, you can check the link to USA Gundam Store down in the video description below. Got all sorts of different 30 minutes missions kits and option sets and weapons and all that good stuff, so check that out. Thank you so much, guys. If you would also like to like and or subscribe, you can feel free. I would greatly appreciate it. But until next time, I hope you all are having a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.